Hello and welcome to the Play Android Game Reviews. My name is Daniel and today I'll be showing you the arcade game Penguin Run by LMP Apps. And well, the full name is Penguin Run: A Frozen Adventure, as you see here in the starting screen with the logo and the little penguin already on the left side. And you have those, well, different menu options here, as well as a option to turn off or on the music in the game. And well, you have the play button, which is quite self-explanatory, a how-to button and a games button. Let's check out how to. And it gives you a quick introduction into the game. And let's just read it for, how to play. And how to play: use the up and down arrows to move the penguin. Get coins and stars to unlock levels. Okay. And how to play, and it goes on with this. For more information about unlocking levels, click on level info button in level selection scene. By jumping on top of enemies, you get 1 star. And let's continue. If you collide with the side of an enemy, you will lose 1 star. Ice blocks are only solid when landing on the top of them. Okay. And okay. Avoid obstacles or you will lose. Use your phone's back button to go to the previous scene. And let's go back then here to the menu. And well, the games button, it just shows you different games from the developer, I guess. So let's just play the game. And we have a level selection here. There are 30 levels in total. And let's just check out the level info here. And we have, well, there you have it. This is how many, well, coins there are in each level and how many there are to collect in total at the end. Let's just fire up the first level here. And let's have a look at the graphics. And well, you have your game here, and well, it looks quite nice. It's well, comic style. You have your little penguin waddling along here, and it kind of, well, it's actually, I'd say it's a jump and run game, but at times it feels like an endless runner with the mechanics of the automatic running here and the jumping and the collecting of stuff. So yeah, this is the basic gameplay. It won't change much in the game here. And well, in terms of graphics, they are pretty solid. They scale really nicely across all our, well, testing devices at least. And there are HD and look really crisp and nicely done. And well, it's quite a distinct comic style here. What I found to be a bit lacking was a bit of variety going on. I mean, you have your background and background changes according to the level you're in, and well, you have your coins and stuff like this, but I think there could be a bit more going on, just a bit more exciting stuff in terms of graphics, and not just always this type of, well, moving background, basically the same thing all the time, or the very basic shapes like those ice blocks here. And well, the penguin itself is quite nicely animated, but this is basically all there is in a game that moves. Penguin is the only thing that, well, has any motion in it, and everything else is just static here, which could be, well, could be done better, I guess. Could be more dynamic elements in the game and make it more exciting with it. And I think, well, graphics, I'd said about all. I think they are pretty basic, pretty self-explanatory if you look at the video here. And I think the same goes for sounds as well. And there's this music playing in the background, and there's actually different music playing in the menus as well. And You can turn it off in the pause menu or in the game over screen here if you want to, so you don't have to mute your device entirely. And you have different indicator sounds, well, fitting to the actions in the game, like collecting the coins, jumping, or sliding, well, under those ice blocks. And this is all there is, and I think the game doesn't really need much more. But what we experienced with all our testing devices is that the game sound lags a bit behind the action that it, well, corresponds to. So if you're collecting a coin, for example, maybe half a second later the sound plays and not exactly at the same time you collect the coin, which, well, is something that I think shouldn't happen, that a game like this, well, should get rid of in the testing phase at least. So this is why, in terms of sounds, we, well, thought it was, well, in the upper lower range here of our score in the fair section, and, well, sound with this kind of, well, lag to it should be better, should be done better here. And here we see we finished the first level. We crossed the flag here and level complete, and let's just jump to the next level. And this is basically how the game progresses through its levels with this flag you have to cross at the end. And let's talk about controls a bit. You see those buttons, those two, that basically look like mushrooms, I think. One is for jumping, the other is for ducking or, well, sliding here. And pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you got a tutorial, and in the beginning of this video you can always look at it if you want to through the main menu, and quite nicely done and intuitive gameplay here. What I found kind of odd, because I tested a lot of games in the last couple of months, and some of them, well, got rid of those buttons entirely, which I found quite nicely done. And why there are dedicated buttons here, I really don't know, because you could just, well, assign one half of the screen to jumping and the other one to ducking, which would make it even more intuitive as it is now. But still, the controls work really well, and, well, nothing bad actually to say about them here. Quite nicely done and fitting for this game. And let's talk originality a bit. I mean, you see we have this penguin here, and it's a basic jump and run mechanic here. And jump and run games aren't really that new. I mean, they are quite the old genre. So in terms of gameplay, I think you might not find the innovation you're looking for with this game, because it's the basic principle of jump and run. It's just avoiding obstacles and getting those coins. And even with the theme, with the penguin added to it, we looked for other games like it, and there are actually other jump and run games in the store that use a penguin theme as well. So uniqueness is not really a given factor here, and there are quite a lot of other, well, penguin themed games out there, not necessarily jump and run, but endless runners, for example, or puzzle games with penguins. And so you see, not even the theme is quite original here, which, well, hampers the overall originality of the game quite a bit, I think. And hampers the, well, the replay value of the game as well, because, well, you have so many competitors to, well, fight against in the game store and the Play Store, and it's hard to stand out here, and you need to offer something to keep a player hooked. And I think the 30 levels are a good start, but there should be more in the game. There should be something like leaderboards or achievements would be nice here, and something that keeps players playing and keeps competitive players in the game, keeps the completionists in the game. And maybe add some variation to the gameplay just to make it more interesting overall. And what I found to be odd here again was that you don't really have a sense of varying difficulty here. It's just, well, the levels seem random, and it could be, well, the first level could be the hardest level, or the last level could be the easiest, or the other way around. And this is something I really found odd, because you usually have some kind of, well, sense of difficulty progression in this type of game here. So yeah, replayability sadly low as well. Maybe because we thought, well, in the end, this might be a game much more suited for children to enjoy than for actual adults playing it. So, well, maybe this was the goal of the developers after all. And as a children's game, I think it really scores quite high with its penguin style here, and, well, could really be entertaining for kids, I think. So yeah, this is basically all there is to say about the game. At this point, if you want to read the in-depth review, head right over to playandroid.com. You'll find the link to the article in the video description, as well as the link to the Google Play Store, where you can download this game here for free. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll tune in next time. And until then, I say goodbye.